Yes, Pokemon. One of the greatest franchises to this date. Every kid is bound to have played it at one point, and it has lasted up to 16 years of games, the main series having quite a few. Not to mention the most recent games, X and Y, were the long-awaited 3D Pokemon games, having introduced so much to the series. Oh shoot! X and Y aren't the most recent games anymore! Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the long-awaited Gen 3 remakes, are finally coming out this month! In a couple of weeks, no less! So, this calls for a celebration! Considering Sapphire was the first Pokemon game I first played as a kid. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy as we go through some short Pokefanfic reviews once per week. That's right, one vid per week for the entire month of November. This, Minasan, is what I like to call Pokevember. We got a little time to lose, so let's kick things off right with a Pokemon fanfiction inspired by the gen being remade. But first, a little backstory. For those of you who don't know, well, why would you not? It's Pokemon! Seriously, Pokemon! One of the most popular kids franchises in history! But for the uneducated, Pokemon was a series of games released mainly for portable Nintendo systems, published by Nintendo, developed by Game Freak, and today owned by the Pokemon Company itself. These games, originally created by Satoshi Tajiri, were inspired by his days of catching, raising, and playing with bugs. But bugs aren't the only creatures for you to catch in the Pokemon universe, as you can catch all kinds of creatures. You name it. Mammals, bugs, fish, birds, inanimate objects, even monsters of the world itself. With this in mind, many people often try to predict what the next region will be and what Pokemon reside in it. In case you don't know, the regions being the different locations each game takes place in. In Gen 2, we get the Dark and Steel typings added to the already large typing roster, and X and Y introduced the first new type since then, Berry, bringing the total to 18 types. However, there are possibly many more regions to discover, and many new types. With that being said, let's take a look at the first of the Pokevember fanfics. This is Pokemon, Periwinkle, and Violet. Similar to Toon Powered Up, this is another fanfiction posted to Pika Twig's profile, published in, of all times, November 19th, just last year, with its most recent update being June 10th of this year. It would take a lot of time and effort to develop this kind of story, so believe it or not, Pika actually got help from yours truly. Yep, I'm not joking. This is one of my collab projects. And for those of you wondering about the subscriber specials, this doesn't count for those subscriber specials, because this story wasn't posted to my profile. Anyway, the plot focuses on this new region of Kronos, based off the Hawaiian Islands. It follows this boy named Ian, who moved there recently from Unova. This story starts off like most Pokemon games do, including a new professor, new Pokemon, and a new plotline. Not much has been revealed about the story, but I can tell you, this needs more support. Trust me, we've got so much planned for you guys. New Pokemon, 5 new Pokemon types, 2 enemy teams, appropriate since Auras is coming out in a couple weeks, and a whole new plot involving a lot of Pokemon, old and new. Some old Pokemon getting new typings. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much, seeing the story is only 4 chapters long, but I insist you go check it out. It's rated T for right now, but I seriously think you should go check it out as soon as you can. Seriously, a 4-chapter story with 10K plus words and not a single review. We need you guys to check it out as soon as you can. Now, I wish I had more time to talk about this story and explain so much. I'm that hyped about this. I really want this project to get off the ground past those 4 chapters so we can get more of it to you guys. But unfortunately, there's not much to this story right now, hence why it's in the construction yard. And besides, I have 3 more vids coming out this month. I don't have that much time to waste. So I'm going to be reviewing short stories, get right to the point, none of the dialogue or anything from Soji, from ZKD, no matter who I've got. I'm not going to spoil it with anybody else interrupting. So, let's cut straight to the pros and cons. Huh? Oh, wait, that was the wrong show. That's pros and cons of Easy Riders things. I mean the hits and misses. All of the new stuff in store for Pokemon fans. You got no idea how much we've got in store for you guys. We've already introduced the professor of the region, Professor Spruce, which keeps up with the tree naming of the professors, the 3 starters, and some of the new types, along with a couple of the new Pokemon exclusive to this region. There's just so much I wish we could get to go and touch upon so much more, but we'll have to wait until later. Again, due to us having tough times working on the story, the chapters got shorter and shorter later in the story. This could probably be accounted to events being similar to the Pokemon games themselves. But we need more to work with. Please, this may be a miss, but please rate this fanfic for us and review it. We need as much input as we can so we know how to improve. And we need more so we can get more of a style of our own and how we can incorporate that style. Speaking of style, it's very similar to the games themselves in terms of this fanfic, except for the non-silent protagonist. I get most people reading fanfics may or may not want something new with the story. So naturally, if you want more than just a new region and the same style, you may want to try other stories. But don't worry, we've got more in store for you on that later this month. Now here's where I go for my final analysis. And to be honest, I can't make much of one seeing as how short the story is. But for now, I'm going to give the story an A-. Maybe I can come back to this at a later date when the story is more complete. And then I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Again, so much hidden potential within this story. But we need your support. Please, give us more reviews so we can keep getting those chapters to you guys. Then perhaps you can see what happens in the story. And hey, if this vid gets enough likes, I may post a vid on my backup channel so you guys can help us figure out type advantages and disadvantages for the new types we'll introduce. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get to GameStop and get my promo code card for Diancie. Until then, this has been KKD Silver, and I'll catch you next week for more Pokevember!